we're doing things a little different. Just to kick off, we're starting tonight is night 1 of our 8-week continuing education rotation, and it's a special way for us to pour into you. Our intention for 2021 is to really support you in your journey with essential oils so that you feel most comfortable and most confident using oils in your daily routine, whether it's for cleaning to start out or health related things, whatever you're wanting. Our goal is to pour into you. So over the next 8 weeks, we're going to have a cycle of different classes. And the unique thing that we're doing this time around is having multiple people teaching each Wednesday night, and also having a panel discussion. We didn't do that previously, but I was just mentioning it's so much fun to have testimonies and everyone share how they're using the oil. So we're going to have that at the end. So our intention, 45 minutes of teaching, and then we'll wrap up with a panel at the end. And I mentioned there's 4 of us that are teaching tonight. So we'll briefly do a little bit of introduction, and then we'll have Carrie get us started. But Brittany, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself first? She'll be one of the teachers tonight. So go ahead, Britt.
Hi guys, my name is Brittany Pio. I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA, and I'm also a massage therapist, and I'm also an instructor of massage therapy at SUNY Morrisville. So I have been living this virtual transition life, and it's moments like this when I'm so grateful that we're in it because we get to all connect in this way. I've been using essential oils from doTERRA since February of 2018, and I've been obsessed ever since. It took me a while to decide to do the business and teach the classes, but I'm so happy that I am able to share my insight with massage therapy into the world of essential oils. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
Cool. Thanks, Britt. Connie, do you want to introduce yourself next?
Hi, I'm Connie Ruff. I've been with doTERRA since 2017. I entered the doTERRA world basically for my own and my family's benefits, and then seeing the amazing things that have happened over the last 3 years, I decided to take this journey as a wellness advocate. I also own another full-time business, so kind of crazy busy most of the time, but I love sharing this with everyone.
Love it. Well, thank you, Connie. And Carrie is also teaching tonight.
Am I introducing myself and then jumping right in?
I'll introduce myself and then you can jump in. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Carrie Ruff. I have been a wellness advocate since 2016. I joined the business just to dabble a little bit I was just really interested in learning more about holistic remedies and stuff for my family. I started right off as a wellness advocate, and I kind of just wanted to do a little bit. I didn't think that it would end up going this far, and I'm currently carrying a gold team. So we have an awesome tribe, and Katrina's been great, and it's just changed my life. I could go on and on, but I'll try to keep that short. And here we are 4 years later.
Cool. Thank you, Carrie. And I'm Katrina Potter. I've been working with doTERRA for about 6 years, just over 6 years. And when I started out, similar testimony, I was working full-time as a speech language pathologist, working a lot of hours, and was feeling the side effects of burnout. And so wanting to get into essential oils for my own wellness journey, but feeling guilty spending money on myself. And I think many of us can relate to that. So for me, I started out with this as a business opportunity so that I could pay for my own oils. And 6 years later, it's my full-time thing, and I love it. And I feel very grateful for doTERRA and all that it has provided for our family. So the way that we'll break down tonight, the 4 of us will teach little segments and go through the basics when it comes to essential oils. We'll go over some of the top oils, how to use them, what the differences are if you're brand new to oils, how you can feel comfortable and confident knowing safety when it comes to oils. So we'll be going through each of those aspects. And then at the end, like I mentioned, we'll have a panel. So Carrie is leading us off tonight. Go ahead, Carrie, and get started. And I'm going to mute myself.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. I am going to start discussing the difference between the modern approach and the natural approach. And again, when I started this business, I didn't really know that there was that much of a difference with this. I was living the traditional life that we've all been accustomed and conditioned to live. When you have a headache, you go right for the Tylenol. If you've got the sniffles, you go for the decongestant stuff, and so on and so forth. Our life was full of running to the pharmacy for cough drops, for nasal sprays, for this, for that, doctor's offices, prescriptions, trying to juggle the hours of pharmacy, so on and so forth. So that right there is the modern approach. That's the huge difference here. It's designed to manage the symptoms, not the root cause. When you go to the doctors and if you have acne issues or this or that, they're just prescribing medication for those symptoms, to mask that root cause. And we're not digging deep to that root cause. So that's the huge difference there. And as we know, they come along with so many side effects, known and unknown. I mean, we're seeing 10 years later, we're finding out that there's side effects if you took this medication 10 years ago. They are made from isolated synthetic agents. They are made in a lab. They are produced by humans. They have no form of natural pieces there. Again, the side effects. Now this year it's probably a lot different, but traditionally we spend $6.5 trillion every single year globally on healthcare. But are we any healthier? I think we all know the answer to that in 2020, right? So again, man produces, it addresses the symptoms, but our needs still remain. We're not getting what's really, really going on with our bodies down. Now, the difference with the natural approach, this addresses the needs right at the root causes. They are extracted from plants, so they are all natural, God's gift, Mother Nature's gift. They enhance physical and emotional health all around down to the cellular level, which we'll discuss. They are safe, and they have what I like to refer to is they have side benefits, right? Rather than the side effects. And what I mean by that is, let's just say I'm applying lavender topically onto my face at night, just helping with some areas of concern on my face, but I'm also getting that aromatic experience of really that calming right before bed, right? So anytime you're using these products, you have a huge domino effect of side benefits. So with that being said, nature produces, they address at the root cause, and they meet the body's needs. And I'm just gonna add in a really quick side note here. I don't know if you guys noticed in the window, but my daughter was just hovering around me, which she has not been doing. I took Adaptive I used Adaptive right before this call, and I didn't skip a beat. And usually I would have been like muting her and kicking her right out of here. I think I did pretty good there. Adaptive is really good. So moving on to essential oils, what they are and how they're effective with the body. So they are, again, they're natural, they're effective and safe. They contain natural aromatic compounds. Oh, blooper here. I'm teaching, guys. They contain natural aromatic compounds that are extracted and distilled from plants. So the way that we can think about that is, if we have a plant, right? All plants have tiny little oil sacs on them. That's their immune system, so to speak. Now, each plant has specific uses in nature to protect them from fungus, bacteria, so on and so forth, to keep them healthy. Because they're carbon-based and we're carbon-based, we can actually extract their immune system, which through distillation or cold pressing, and we can use their immune system for our bodies and our benefits. Now, excuse me for a second. Now, if you think back to science class, you have a cell, right? Our bodies are made up of, I think, 30 trillion cells. So if we look at a cell, each cell has a cell membrane, okay? Now, when we have a bacterial infection, we go to the doctors, we're prescribed an antibiotic, right? Now, bacteria live on the outside of a cell. The unfortunate thing with synthetic agents or prescription medications is they are made by humans. They're not really designed to work with the body. They just take care of those symptoms. So those antibiotics come through and they wipe out the bad bacteria, but they also wipe out the good bacteria. So that's why we see that replica effect of the side effects thereafter. Now, when we have a viral infection, we go to the doctor and what are we told? We kind of got to just toughen it out, right? We got to drink our fluids, go home and rest. Now, that is because viruses live on the inside of a cell. Now, with antibiotics, they are too big and too bulky to be able to permeate through that cell membrane to attack or help assist those viruses. So they're too big, too bulky, and they're not working with that. The cool piece with essential oils is they are made up of far more chemical or constituents, and they are much smaller. They can permeate through that cell membrane and assist our bodies in attacking viruses. And the best part here is we don't build up a resistance with the essential oils or any of these products. We can be using them for the rest of our lives. We don't build up resistance. They work just as effective as they did the first day that we ever took them. Now, really quick, if you guys have any peppermint at home, make sure it's any doTERRA if you do. If not, make sure that you do get a sample at some point. 1 drop of doTERRA's peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's how concentrated and potent these essential oils are. So they're affordable, right? They're pennies per doses here. And just to reiterate, they work with the body and address issues down to the root causes at a cellular level. So that's why we're discussing cells here, going right down to that cellular level. So we can remain confident that with 30 trillion cells in our body, that these essential oils and products are definitely going to do us some really good justice. And I think next up is Connie will take it away.
Hi again, everyone. When we're looking for safer, more effective health solutions, we need to be aware of the grades of essential oils. Synthetic is the biggest portion of essential oils that are available today in perfumes and candles and lotions. They're designed to smell good, but generally they're not a benefit to your body. An example, our skin is our largest organ, and we're putting lotions and such all over our bodies. And would you actually take that lotion and put it on your heart? Most people will tell me no, they wouldn't do that. So we have to be really aware of that. The next one is the food grade, is safe for consumption, designed to taste good. But again, there's a lot of synthetics, and I always use peppermint as an example. I mean, you have a lot of peppermint oils and extracts and things you can cook with, gum, etc. But if you really look at the labels, there's a lot of synthetics in them also. There's the therapeutic grade, and you'll find a wide variety of stores marketing 100%, but in the marketing world, only 10 to 20% of that product has to be pure. The rest can be fillers. Unregulated standards lead to misleading claims, and which compromises quality and marginal health benefits. Then we go to the certified pure therapeutic grade, which is what doTERRA is, and it's most tested, it's most trusted. The plants are harvested in their natural habitats. I use as an example of that is we can grow oranges or grapefruits here, but they grow better in Florida in their indigenous environment. So they grow more and they're better quality from the natural habitat. They're verified, they're pure, they're free of fillers and harmful contaminants. And their stringent third-party testing is just incredible. You can go to sourceu.com through doTERRA and you can check the bottom of each oil bottle. There's a batch number. You can go in and check all the specifics of that particular batch, not the whole lemon, it's just that particular batch. And then the really cool part about the co-impact sourcing with doTERRA is, oh, I've lost it, so I'm not going to be able to tell you that. But not only are doTERRA's oils pure, and they really work with all of the harvesters and the people who actually produce these products. So you can look into the co-impact sourcing on doTERRA's site, and you'll find an amazing amount of information. How do we use these oils? Well, through smell, which is what we call aromatic use of essential oils, diffusing, applying a drop in your hands and inhaling, wearing as your personal perfume. You can do topical use, you can massage, you can apply to targeted areas and rub in and add to lotions or moisturizers. And then ingesting or internal is the use of essential oils, which allows us to use the oils to be transported through our body and make sure the essential oil is safe for internal use. Adding it to a glass of water, taking it in a veggie cab, putting a drop under your tongue. I wasn't going to go into all of the different oils because I know that Brittany and Katrina are doing them separately, so I kind of skipped over that part of it, but I think I'm going to put it in Brittany's hands now.
Awesome. Great job so far, ladies. So let's talk about peppermint essential oil. I think that's a really good one to get started with because we can use it all three ways. So if you have peppermint around, grab it. If you have your sample of peppermint, grab that. And you're going to go ahead and just put one drop right in your hand. Make sure you don't get the drop on your fingertips. You want to keep it in the palm of your hand just so that way you don't itch your eyes later or something like that. And you can just take it and rub it in your hands. And then the first thing you can do is just give yourself a quick little shoulder massage. And you're home alone too, so you can kind of, well, you're home, so you can get a little freaky with it and go up into your scalp if you want. And with that, peppermint is really cooling. So we think of like, say you just want to cool down because you're overheated, or maybe you experience hot flashes, or you, you're playing a sport, you're working out, whatever, you just want to cool down. It's also going to help with that inflammation, any tension that you have going on in the shoulders and the neck. So you can just use that as like a pain relief too. Now that we don't just have like one big drop on our hands, we can take our hands and cup them together and just take a deep breath in through your nose. It might open you up a little bit. And then you can also do it right through your hand, and you can make a little makeshift inhaler and breathe in through your mouth. And you can also take what's left on your hand, rub your other thumb into that, and then just swipe the roof of your mouth. That's a great way if you have a headache, it can help with that. Peppermint's great for just making your breath smell better too. Any sort of like nausea, upset stomach, peppermint's going to be a great go-to for that. Not that like, I mean, they're all my favorites, but this one's just great because of how versatile it is. And it's really gentle and safe. You can apply it usually topically without any sort of concern about that. Always want to remember though, when you are applying topically, to keep in mind more sensitive skin, you're going to want to use like a carrier oil, and you can create your own, or you can get them right through doTERRA. But I love using peppermint, especially for any sort of like upset stomach or tension headaches that I get. That's usually one of the ones that I levitate towards because of how quickly it can offset any of those things I have going on. So peppermint's just going to be really one of those ones. There's 100 things that you can do with it. Something I've been using it for more recently is I've been just swiping my finger across the top of the peppermint bottle before I put my mask on to go out in public, and I will just like put my finger inside of my mask, and it smells like peppermint throughout the day. It makes the experience of wearing it more, just it makes it better, and it also helps keep me cool. I'm not smelling my coffee breath. It's all around really has been a good thing to come across. The next one we're going to talk about, if nobody has any questions on peppermint, is lemon. So if you have your lemon oil, you can get that out. And if you have a glass of water, make sure you use like metal like this or a glass, and you can go ahead and put a drop right in there. So I love drinking my lemon water throughout the day. If you're somebody who struggles with drinking water, this is going to definitely help enhance how much water you drink, and it's going to just in general have that detoxifying effect that lemon has. We think of lemon as really cleansing. A lot of your household conventional cleaners that you can buy are lemon scented, but there's a whole reason behind that. Forever, we've been using citrus and lemon to cleanse and clean not only our home, but also our body too. And lemon is really cleansing for our liver and for other organs in our body. So when we're drinking it in our water, we can cleanse ourselves internally. When we're cleaning our home, we can add it to our DIY cleaners that we make to use throughout the house, whether it's wiping down the counters, creating your own furniture polish. You can get really particular, but then also what's great about it is you can use it on most surfaces. So I doctor up certain DIYs when it comes to different areas of my house, but the nice thing is I can make a cleaner that is multi-purpose. There are certain times when I want like something like if I'm using furniture polish or doing something for glass, I'm going to have a little bit different going on. But I always add lemon to my cleaners because it just smells nice. It smells cleansing, but you're also getting that actual detoxifying property too. If I am starting to feel like I have a little tickle coming on in my throat, I love to mix Breathe and lemon together in my diffuser. I also will just make sure I'm getting more and more hydration too with the lemon in my water. The next oil I'm going to talk about is frankincense. So frankincense is the king of oils. Frankincense is the most researched of all essential oils, and it has a lot of properties that deal with inflammation. So it's going to be anti-inflammatory. And when you think of an all-encompassing oil, like if you just had to pick one and you were only allowed to have one, frankincense is going to be your guy because of how wonderful it is and how beneficial it's going to be to your body overall. You can take frankincense internally daily. You can take 1 to 2 drops underneath your tongue. It's a great way to start or end your day. Frankincense is one of the only things known to man to break the blood-brain barrier, so it's really great for brain health. If you have a family history of things like dementia or other diseases of the mind and you just want to be precautionary, or if you know who somebody is dealing with that, that's something that you can introduce into their life too. So what I've always found fascinating about frankincense is this research around cancer treatment and using frankincense. So there is research out there that points to it being, in conjunction with healthy lifestyle choices and other things like that, that while using frankincense to combat cancer, it has properties that will help shrink tumors. So it's just really profound to see that. And it's amazing that we can have something like that at our fingertips. The quality too of doTERRA is just, there's no match for it out on the market. Frankincense is not, the way that frankincense is actually sourced and everything through doTERRA, no other companies do it that way and preserve it in the way that they do, so they make sure that it'll be around for a really long time for us to come. So frankincense is great. We all need that in our cabinets. And another thing I do with it too, I forgot to mention, I add a drop of it to my moisturizer, and it's part of my skincare routine, and it's really helped me a lot with that. And the last oil that I'm going to talk about is another one of my favorites. I sound like I'm a little bit of a record. Lavender. So lavender is the calming oil. We think of great sleep. I think it's a little bit stereotypical of me as a massage therapist, but I had lavender even as my wedding flowers. I'm obsessed with lavender. I think it smells just so calming and relaxing, and my body just knows that when I've got the lavender in the diffuser, it is time to wind down and go to bed. And I get the best sleep of my life since I started diffusing lavender at night. It's also great for any itchy skin or any sort of rashes, bug bites, things like that to soothe the skin. I really have found a lot of relief the last couple of years with like bug bites, little scrapes, things like that. And if I am aware of like, okay, I have this cut somewhere like that, and I do apply lavender to it, it's very unlikely that it's going to leave behind a scar too, which has been great. I remember a weekend trip to a lake, and I spent the whole time in the water. I came home and like my whole body was itching. Like, I don't know if it was something in the water or what. And I made myself some hot lemon water. I added my lemon oil, and then I added a drop of lavender because you see like different drinks and tonics and things that have lavender, and I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna try it. It was almost instantly that full body itch just went away. So you can imagine how relieved I was to have that happen. And it was funny because that was like really shortly before I ended up getting into doTERRA as a business. So it was like, all right, that was my icing on the cake. This stuff really does work. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say on those guys. 4 of my favorites for sure. I think between those, you could just think of hundreds and hundreds of uses. So I'll end it there.
Thanks, Britt. Thanks, Carrie. Connie, great job, everyone, so far. So what I would encourage you to do at this point of the class is take a second and write down your top 3 health concerns that are on your mind. When you're at a brand new intro class, there's so many things that are being mentioned, and at this point, your brain can start to get a little inundated with information. And so if you take a second and just write down the top 3 things that are on your mind right now. Are your goals to sleep better? Are your goals to cope with stress better? Do you want to reduce the toxicity in your body? Do you want to take more of a proactive approach to healthcare? What is it that you're really looking to target? And when you target your top 3, the interesting thing that starts to happen is you see a result with the first thing. And then it's like, okay, this is legit. And then there's something else and something else. So when I tell people, when we're talking about getting started and being introduced to essential oils, you really want to go towards the things where you're going to notice the biggest impact the fastest, so that your body gets into a groove of wanting to use them more. I know for me, when I first got introduced, I had a slew of digestive issues, hormone issues, skin issues, and I started with the things that I knew I would see the difference the fastest. Digestive, it was almost instantaneous, where I started introducing oils and vitamins, which I do want to share those real quick with you, but you see a difference. And then it was like, oh my goodness, I had never heard of oils. And now all of a sudden I have something that's providing relief so fast. And it was just a really eye-opening experience. So I would encourage you, write down your top 3 health concerns. And then just as Connie and Britt were talking about, you can use one oil so many different ways. That's what's awesome. And it can easily get overwhelming. So I do just want to take a second and let you know that there's something called Modern Essentials. It's a book and an app. As you're getting into this lifestyle, it makes sense to download the app or get the book. You can get it off of aromatools.com. And what you are able to do is look up the oil and it will tell you all of the uses. And you can go in the back and you can look up your health concerns, and it will tell you exactly what oils you need to use and how to use it, what that would look like from a logistic perspective. So and you get all of us as a community to support you as you start making the shift. Because when you were growing up, you saw your caregiver go to the medicine cabinet and get what was the treatment. And this is just a reframing of your brain. So just encourage, as you're getting new to this, if this is something that's brand new, know that there's a huge learning curve in the beginning, and we're here to support you. So start with your top 3. Go through that. It was a year for me before cleaning products was something that I was ready to switch over, because it was just such a new lifestyle and I had so many health things that I wanted to focus on. So think of your top 3, and go from there. And then what Britt was talking about were single oils, meaning they're coming from one plant. And what I'm going to talk about are blends, meaning doTERRA has put together multiple plants in one bottle to serve a specific purpose. When it comes to using oils, you can mix and match. You're not going to blow up. So you don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, I just used an oil an hour ago. I'm not getting the difference that I want. I can't use another one for another 3 hours. It's not like that. It's something from nature. Your body craves it. And like what Carrie was saying, there's side benefits. So you might use, like Britt was saying, peppermint for inflammation, and then 15 minutes later, you might go to frankincense, and that's where you get the amplified benefits that you're wanting. So you can mix and match. And the other thing with it is you can apply right where you feel it intuitively makes sense. So if you have inflammation in your neck, how Britt was showing you, rub it on your neck. You can put the oils right in the area that they're needed. You can put them on the bottom of the feet. You can go wherever. For me, one of the things that I love is we have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and we'll apply directly to our children to support their bodies too. For them, we go along the spine, because then I'm not having to worry about the Can you still hear me, Britt? You can. Okay. I don't know what that was all about, but it said my speaker stopped working. So you can, oh my gosh. Okay. I think we're okay. You can apply along the spine, and then you don't have to worry about them touching it or anything like that. And with when we're talking about the single oils or the blends, you're going to want to mix it with what's called a carrier oil, and that just dilutes the intensity. When we're talking about doTERRA's oils, they're so potent and they're so pure that you want to actually dilute some of the intensity so that it doesn't feel like an intense sensation on the skin, similar to like a jalapeno or something like that. So you would mix it with a carrier oil if you're using it on someone with sensitive skin, or if you're wanting to go over a larger area. So be thinking of that, and know that you can use multiple oils throughout the day to target whatever it is that you're wanting to target. I might use 25 oils in a day, and I'm not over exaggerating. There's days when I use way more, but it's just a matter of what you're wanting to focus on. The first oil blend that I'll share with you is a blend called Breathe. And Breathe is, I would describe it as your natural Vicks. It has the ability to open up your airway. It's a great oil to put in the diffuser. If you have a cold or something respiratory going on, you can have it in your diffuser at night. So a diffuser is just a little machine that you put the oils in, and it disperses the oils into the air. The benefit there, not only is it opening your airway, but it's also cleaning the air. And from an emotional perspective, our sense of smell speaks to the portion that regulates mood. So as we're breathing in the oil, we're also getting the mood management benefits. So Breathe, great oil for respiratory. You can also apply it to your chest. If you have a cold, this is something with the girls, I'll put it right on their chest, or I'll put a drop on their pillowcase, a drop on their sheets, a drop on their stuffed animal, something in that nature. And before you work out, it's a great way to apply the oils. The other thing that you can do, for me, when I first got started using oils, I was a pediatric SLP, and I was going into some homes where I was feeling a lot of anxiousness as I was going into those. And so I would start my day putting Breathe right on my chest, and it just helped for that tightness in my chest with the anxiousness. So that's another way that you can use the Breathe blend as well. The next one is On Guard, and On Guard is a blend of oils designed to support the immune system. I would say this is the gateway oil for women, with like a little comical relief, because we use it as women for everything from cleaning to boosting your body's immune system, supporting your body when it has some sort of a threat, keeping the house clean, you can use it for just about anything. So in our house, we have On Guard going in the diffuser. It's an oil I combine with coconut oil, and I put it up my children's spine. I put it on the bottoms of my feet. I actually, if I feel like I'm getting sick, I'll mix it with some coconut oil and rub it on my neck, and then also put it in some water and gargle it. So you can see where one oil, like one drop, you can be using for so many different things. On Guard is for sure one of the oils, and I think we would all agree that On Guard is one of those oils that you will be using on a daily basis. So with On Guard, the other thing is they also have it infused into different products. They have a cleaner concentrate. We use that as our cleaning product. So if you're looking to ditch toxic synthetic cleaning chemicals and go into something more natural, highly suggest the On Guard cleaner concentrate. You can certainly make your own, but that's a great, the concentrate is just something you mix it in a spray bottle with some water. You can add a little lemon like Britt was talking about, and you can use it on all of your surfaces. So that's the concentrate. They have toothpaste, they have mouthwash. I mean, anywhere that you're looking for those immune supporting benefits, there's a product for it. So a great thing to add into your wellness routine. And then the next one is DigestZen. Any type of stomach issue, and this is one that I could share with you countless testimonies. DigestZen is one of those that you're going to notice an instant shift. So whenever you're applying oils, it takes 20 to 30 seconds for them to go into the bloodstream, and then another 20 to 30 minutes to go where they're needed. They travel systemically throughout the body. But DigestZen, I would say within minutes, I notice a difference. So I use DigestZen either a drop under my tongue or on my stomach. And for anything, think about that jingle: nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach. You can use it for constipation, diarrhea, motion sickness, heartburn, whatever it is that your experience is from a digestive standpoint. You can also apply it up the sternum. When I was pregnant, I was dealing with a ton of just heartburn, and DigestZen was one that I would apply consistently along my sternum to relieve that. Anything else that I want to say about DigestZen? I don't think so. And then the last one that I'll share with all of you is Deep Blue. I joke that Deep Blue is, just as On Guard is the gateway for women, Deep Blue is the gateway for men. So Deep Blue, the reason being, men are usually in pain before they're ready to try essential oils. They're a dime a dozen. That's just the way that it works. And so when they're using Deep Blue, they notice an instant change from a pain perspective. So, excuse me, just one second. My daughter woke up. Phone a friend real quick. So if you're using Deep Blue, you're noticing that pain relief. You can apply it right to the area. So if your wrist is bothering you, you're on the keyboard a lot, or you're hunched over, apply it to your wrist, apply it to your shoulders. You're going to get that inflammation response that you're looking for. And the cool thing is with this is typically we're introduced to synthetic pain relief options, and you get the superficial relief for the moment, but nothing long-term. With Deep Blue or with these oils, what's happening is they're going in, like Carrie was saying, and working at the cellular level. So as you're applying these oils more consistently, they're going in and helping to pull out inflammation in the cells, helping the body to recover rather than just giving you the superficial relief. So if you consistently are experiencing pain, or even if you're just occasionally working out and your muscles are sore, Deep Blue is for sure one of those. And then as Brittany was sharing, frankincense has all of these amazing benefits. It's an amplifier as well. So if you were to put Deep Blue on and then add a layer of frankincense over top, just do a drop and apply it over top, it's also able to help support those benefits. So you're getting, this is where you can see that you can use multiple oils in any given time. So how do you figure out like a daily routine? That's where we'll come in and help you. And one of the things that we offer is a free wellness consultation or a free wellness chat, whatever you want to call it. And we just go in and look at what are the top health concerns that you're looking to target and what oils best support that. I can tell you, if you've been using oils for 5 years, you can get another wellness chat and you can go over new wellness goals. You're not limited to just one conversation. Where our aim and our goal is to really help people to feel comfortable making this a natural lifestyle, not just a one-time thing. So whether you've been a part of this lifestyle for years or you're just getting started, you want to reach out to the person that invited you, and they'll connect you to, or they'll connect with you to talk about what would make the most sense from a daily routine. One thing that I will say is something to definitely look at is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And for me, the reason that I want to make sure that I share this is I will probably get choked up when I say the Lifelong Vitality Pack changed my life. From a hormonal perspective, I had all sorts of hormonal things going on. Fertility was something that we were concerned with. There was a lot. I had digestive issues, thyroid issues, brain fog, and starting the Lifelong Vitality Pack, it was very quickly after starting them, I noticed a huge difference. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is a 3-pack of vitamins. The reason that it's so important when we're talking, I know doTERRA is an essential oil company, but they have phenomenal vitamins. When it comes to using oils, they can do amazing benefits to the body. They can support your body. They can strengthen your immune system. Absolutely no questions asked on that. And if you're deficient in key vitamins and key nutrients that your body needs, the oils will only be able to do so much. If you're really wanting to target root things that are going on, getting that foundation with a great high quality vitamin is an awesome starting point. One of the things that I found when I first got started using them is I had been using traditional like over-the-counter vitamins, didn't really feel any different. Sometimes my stomach was upset, like there were things that came along with it. And when I started making the shift, I noticed a difference. And that comes into doTERRA's vitamins are all bioavailable. They're made from whole food supplements. So you're getting a multivitamin, you're getting an omega, which is really important, especially the women that are on the call. Deficiencies in omega can cause brain fog, it can cause hormonal imbalances, it can cause cravings for fatty foods. So having an omega in your diet that's not only fish derived, but also land derived, and that comes into play with both. Plus there's essential oils in the omega that helps to push out toxins in the body. So if you're feeling that sluggish 3 o'clock slump, this is a great way to help push out the toxins that are dragging the body down and help to support your body. And then the third bottle is called Alpha CRS, and that's for cellular inflammation. So our body, our cells need to stay in repair. They need to stay healthy and vibrant. And if there's inflammation or there's things bogging them down, we're not going to get that full vibrancy. So the 3-pack comes together with the intention of giving you the vitamins and nutrients that you need, giving you the healthy fats that you need, and giving you that cellular repair so that you can feel more energetic and feel better. So those are covered under a 30-day money back if you haven't tried them yet. There's no risk in trying them, but in 6 years, I think there's been 3 people that have sent them back, and it's one of the top things that people that I'm working with are using. And I'm sure Carrie and Brittany and Connie would testify, and anybody else that's on, so we can talk about that. But I just wanted to make that mention because I think it's something that is worth going on a tangent for. As far as essential oils go, figuring out which way to use them, what makes the most sense. Aromatic, more mood, cleaning the room, or opening up the airway. Topical, more joint or surface like a rash, something happening at a target specific, or on the bottom of the feet to go to the whole body. And then internal would be to more like whole body intestinal or organ specific. So just kind of use that as your rule of thumb as far as figuring out what you want to be using them for. And then before we dive into the panel and we all share, I just want to share with you, if you are brand new, what it looks like if you're thinking this is the lifestyle that I'm ready to make a commitment to this year. I'm committing to self-care. I'm committing to myself. The way that doTERRA works is they're similar to a Costco's or a BJ's. And what I mean by that is you have the opportunity to create a wholesale account. It's crazy not to. There's no gimmicky thing associated with it. You can just simply create a wholesale account. So the way that it works, $35, you have a wholesale account. It lasts you for the entire year. You have your own online account. You can go in, order whenever you want. They have a frequent flyers program where you can customize a monthly wellness box and earn points back. So that's another option. But as your wholesale account, you go in, you order whenever you want, and you get a 25% off discount. Plus you get access to all of our supports, all of doTERRA's continuing education support. You get to work with us as far as like one-on-one support. So there's a lot of benefits that come from your own wholesale account. Plus it saves you money. After the year, you can choose to up or to continue your wholesale account, and the cost is $25, and you get a free bottle of peppermint. So it's essentially a wash because peppermint's $22.50, I think. I think that's all I wanted to share about that. And then once you have an account, so for those of you that are seasoned on here, it also, when you have your account, you can choose to either do your one-time order as you need it, or you can order through the frequent flyers program or the monthly wellness box. All that means is you choose a date that you want your wellness box customized. You go in, you pick what you want for that month, whether it's cleaning products or supplements or whatever it might be. You pick what you want, and then each month on that date, your box is mailed to you. You go in, you change it for the next month what you want. The benefit of this is not only do you get the wholesale price, but they also give you a percentage back that you earn in doTERRA cash. So you get your shipping back, you get additional percentage. It starts at 10% back and moves all the way up to 30% back. So the monthly wellness box is definitely a way to save yourself money as you're pouring into yourself this year. So I did just want to kind of touch on that a little bit. So I think that's all that I have as far as the stuff that I wanted to talk about. If Brittany, Connie, Carrie, and as we were sitting here, did anything else jump to your mind before we go into the panel? No? Okay.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to add one thing about the carrier oil. If like I were you and just starting out, I would just get the carrier oil through doTERRA, the fractionated coconut oil. If you were in a pinch, you can use your olive oil or whatever else you have at your house. But I've found in all my years of doing massage and all of that, fractionated coconut oil is the least greasy of all the oils out there. It stays in a liquid form. You can make your roller bottles with it really easily. And I just wanted to add that because I know some people get confused on like, what do I get for the carrier oil? And just get it right through doTERRA. But, like we say, always get your essential oils through doTERRA. You can cut some corners and get your coconut oil from other places like health food stores, grocery stores, whatever. But the fractionated coconut oil, I think, is the best carrier oil and the least greasy.
Love it. Thank you, Britt. Okay, so I have the chats open on both platforms. So if you have a specific question that you want to hear from us in the panel, otherwise we'll go into testimonies. So Britt, you're still on Spotlight View. So do you want to share your favorite essential oil testimony? Not to put you on the spot for real, but put you on the spot. What's your favorite essential oil testimony?
My favorite essential oil testimony would have to be Digest Zen. And I mean, with that, I've also dealt with digestive issues for a long time. And the first time that my husband was a believer in essential oils, he was laying in bed, his stomach was really bothering him. And I didn't tell him what I did. You should always get consent from your oil users, but I just put a drop of Digest Zen in my hand and like rubbed it on his belly, just one clockwise circle. And within a minute, not even, he was completely relieved of whatever he was experiencing. And he was like, okay, there's something to this. So that's just one of my favorite testimonies. And I think Digest Zen is just one of those great medicine cabinet oils.
I love it. We're a big fan of Digest Zen too. Carrie or Connie, do you want to share your favorite testimony? Oops, Connie, I think you want to go, but I think you're muted still. There you go.
There are so many testimonies I could share, but typically I go with, when I got into doTERRA in 2017, I was diagnosed 2 months later with Lyme's disease. I did my course of doxy, which I wished I had never done. It was a really horrible experience for me. And knowing that with Lyme's disease, it can resurface. So I really didn't want to have a course of antibiotics. And a lot of people I had spoke with said they were on antibiotics every 3 to 4 months. So I did some research and I found that with the Lifelong Vitality, a lot of the protocols that are in those supplements are what are recommended for Lyme's disease management. Also, I found out that every 3 to 4 months, just doing a couple drops of frankincense and oregano in a veggie cap morning and night for 10 days, followed by a 10-day course of the PB Assist or some sort of probiotic, also helps to manage the Lyme's disease. There's some other things that I did. I even went to a nutrition, oh, I can't even think what it is, the testers, response testers, there we go. And I followed her for about a year. And the last time I saw her, she told me that she was not finding Lyme's at all right now. But that doesn't mean it won't resurface. So I do this protocol as a management for myself. And I have not had to go on any more antibiotics. So we're talking 3 years ago now. So that was really amazing for me.
I always love hearing that testimony. It's awesome, Connie. Cool. Carrie, do you want to share your favorite testimony?
Favorite single product? That's really hard. Like Connie mentioned. Really quick, Lifelong Vitality, hands down. The times throughout my journey where, you know, mental health ailments pop up or physical health ailments pop up, I consciously recognize, I'm like, I skip my LLV for a few days, or, you know, whatever the case may be, but LLV, head to toe, every body system, any ailment, like LLV has been a huge shift for us. And I do want to just very briefly discuss, I'm just blown away. I mean, these oils, even though I never ever dealt them, but they still blow me out of the water. I recently put myself on a neuropathy. It's like paired with Symphony of the Cells, but it also gives you like a laid out daily regimen as well. And I've been taking that for the last few weeks, and of course paired with the Lifelong Vitality. And I cannot even describe to you how amazing I am feeling. I mean, I'm going to get a little in depth here, but my bowel movements have never been this consistent and this healthy my entire life. I did make some lifestyle changes too, as, you know, we said earlier in the class that it all really, you know, is paired together. But, and the pain, the inflammation, my nervous system, I'm not as shaky as I used to be. My anxiety is calming down. So I could go on and on about that, but setting yourself up on a daily routine, once you get used to that lifestyle and really get in depth, that's when you start seeing the serious life changing, you know, testimonies there. And it still blows me out of the water. It's beautiful, but I have to share that in-depth piece.
I love it. Thank you, Carrie, for sharing. That, I think, from season to season, what I find is my favorite testimony changes. It's such a hard question for all of us to answer. And I think we could be on here for another hour sharing testimonies. We're approaching our hour mark, which was what our intention was to stay on. And one of the things that I realized I didn't share was, so you can get a wholesale account, but I want to just take a second and share what else is available, because I forgot to do that, and I'm sorry. So there is the option to get a wholesale account, $35, grab your oils. There is also the option to get a starter kit, which also is a way to save yourself even more money. So you automatically become a wholesale customer. You don't have to pay that $35, and you get like a starter bundle that you can use to make over your medicine cabinet or whatever it is that your popular popular, there we go. Whatever it is, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Whatever it is that you popular things that people are wanting to target. Jeepers, let me stumble through that. So with this, what you'll see, these are just a few of the kits you will hear us talking about. If you haven't heard us talk about already, tomorrow night they're announcing a whole new line from a superfood nutrition standpoint. So there's other kits as well, but tonight we'll talk about these. I would say the Healthy Habits kit is one of the more popular kits as people are shifting into healthier lifestyles. You get those vitamins that we were talking about, plus you get lavender, frankincense, On Guard lemon, all great oils to be using on a daily basis. And you also get one called Balance, which is good for emotional changes. And then you get PB Assist, which is a probiotic, and Terrazyme, which is a digestive enzyme. So that's an awesome kit, and Deep Blue Rub. That one's an awesome kit as you're wanting to get into healthier habits. And then from a starting standpoint, as far as the top oils, the Healthy Start Kit is nice. You do get smaller bottles, so that's a little different, but you get a diffuser, which is great, and then you get the top 10 oils. So the lemon, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, tea tree, we didn't talk about, amazing antiviral. You get the blends. So there's that kit. There's also a few others, but the next one up that I think is a huge crowd pleaser that's on this sheet is the Healthy Home Kit, which it has your cleaner, your toothpaste, the shampoo, conditioner, all of the changing your lifestyle standpoints, and then those top 10 oils in the larger bottles, which is nice. And then the Natural Solutions Kit, I have a little love connection with this one. This was the one I made the leap and really knew that I needed to make some changes. So I started with this one. And what I love about it is you get those top oils plus the home changes and the vitamins and a big diffuser. You get hand soap, lotions, Correct-X, which is kind of like a Neosporin, a Breathe Stick, which is like a vapor rub, On Guard plus soft gels, which is a great way to support the immune system. So there's a lot in that kit. If you're ready to make some changes in your lifestyle and ready to make the leap, that one is an awesome kit. So I did just want to share that. And then the way that it works is the person that introduced you, you would connect with them and they'll set you up, help you get that first order in. Once you get your orders, your oils, you put your order in, the oils mailed directly to you, and then we connect with you when you get them in so that they're not sitting there collecting dust. You are getting a daily routine set up. You're able to come up with a system that works the best for you. So that's kind of the next series. And then just a reminder, we're doing this 8-week continuing education group. So over the next 8 weeks, there will be a class every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, finishing up in about 45 minutes to an hour on the various topics. You'll want to participate in all of them because as a gift to you, as you're participating in all of them, if you're a part of that monthly wellness box and you're doing these classes, you'll get a gift from the person that got you started with oils. So you can reach out to them for more information on that. And then tomorrow night, I mentioned briefly, but tomorrow night there is a class that's directly from doTERRA where there's scientists and research and doctors and all sorts of stuff for you to learn more about the new nutrition line, the superfoods, and if you're wanting to make some changes in that regard, tomorrow night's class is great. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern and also at 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you haven't seen the link to that, again, reach out to the person. One of the things that I think I can speak for everyone and say is one of the huge differences with doTERRA is they're very education based. There's so many opportunities to learn both from our team and also from doTERRA themselves. So it's a really cool journey to be on for sure. Ladies, anything else that you want to share before we wrap up? We have a whole bunch of other people on that I would just love to say talk, but we're at 9:01, so we will end for tonight then. Thank you so much, Carrie, Connie, and Britt for sharing your knowledge with the group tonight. And thank you all for being a part of this live. We had a great turnout and appreciate all of you being on this journey with us. And or getting started. It's exciting. There's always new stuff to learn, and it gives back in a lot of ways. So welcome and thank you again, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.